My name is Leah. I'm 32 years old, and I'm a jewelry appraiser. I've worked at Saudi's for 8 years, and tens of thousands of diamonds have passed through my hands. I can tell real from fake with my naked eye, and with a loupes I see details no one else can, like the laser inscription on a diamond's girdle of inclusions, and that tiny engraving inside the band, a lie only I can read. My fiancé is Dylan. We've been together for 4 years. He's the CEO of a startup. When he proposed, he got down on one knee holding that ring. It was an emerald-cut diamond, 3 carats, with nearly perfect color. He said it had been passed down 4 generations in his Carter family from his great-grandmother, and now it was mine. Our engagement party was held at an estate on the outskirt of town with over 200 guests. I wore a white gown, my hair up, and the ring he'd given me. The light hit it, and the diamond glowed softly, like a frozen star.
Leah, this ring has witnessed 4 generations of love in the Carter family.
The crowd clapped and took photos. I looked down at the ring and turned it slowly with my other hand. It's a professional habit. I instinctively examine any ring that comes into my hands. My fingers froze. Tiny, fine engraving at the inner base of the band read, "To my love, forever." Not a grandmother's name, not the Carter crest, not any mark of heritage. This was standard engraving for commercial rings, mass added by pawn shops to make resold pieces more appealing. I let go of his hand, pulled a 10x jewelry Lumas from my bag, clipped on the pen light, and leaned in. The room fell quiet. Whispers broke out in the booths. Dylan's smile froze.
Leah, what are you doing?
Under 100x magnification, the laser code on the diamond's girdle revealed it was not natural. It was synthetic moissanite. The setting wasn't platinum, it was plated palchium. I lifted my head and looked into his eyes. Dylan, this is fake. The entire room went silent, not holding breath, but suffocating. Her lips trembled, her fingers trembled, her whole body trembled. Whispers turned to a murmur. People filmed, called others, stood up and sat back down.
Leah, what's wrong?
I took off the ring, set it on the table, and pushed it toward him. This ring isn't real. It's a replica. Plated palladium, synthetic moissanite. High-quality copy, worth no more than $300 on the market. Where is the real one? His Adam's drawer bobbed a few times, like something was stuck in his throat. Dylan, I'm giving you one chance. Tell me where the real ring is. He looked down, his voice as if floating from far away.
I pawned it. Last year, the company was short on cash. I took it to the pawn shop.
Pawned. He invested it. I stared at his face. Invested in what?
Vivian's startup. She said it would double in 3 months, so
He didn't finish. Vivian, his ex-girlfriend, his college first love. He told me they hadn't spoken. I believed him. I believed him for 4 years. Turns out he never let her go. He just needed my money to help her. I used my trust to help him pay her debts. The engagement party ended abruptly. Guests left one by one. Some stopped to squeeze my hand and say I'm sorry. Others left without a word, heads down. People whispered and took pictures. I stood there alone, watching the last guest leave. The music stopped, and the silence was deafening. I stood at the entrance like a statue, watching everyone leave.
Leah, come home.
I shook my head. I have to find the ring. The real one. Dylan stood under a distant column, afraid to come near. I walked over. You said you pawned it. Where?
East Side, Old Zhao's pawn shop.
I turned and left. Take me to the east side. My mother called after me, but the door was already closed. The car drove into the night, streetlights flashing past the window. I leaned against the window, clutching the fake ring. It was light, worthless, but it had lied to me for an entire year.
We're closed.
I need to redeem something.
When did you take it?
The Carter family diamond ring, emerald cut 3 carats, engraved name inside. He frowned, went inside to check the ledger, and came back empty-handed.
Last August. It's not due yet, but you'll pay interest to redeem early. $45,000.
I opened my mobile banking and checked my balance. $32,000. Not enough. I put my phone away and sat on the steps. That night I sat on the pawn shop steps, the streetlight stretching my shadow long. The night wind was cold, chilling my fingertips. I squeezed the fake ring in my palm. It dug painfully into my skin. I counted my savings, stocks, wealth management products, adding every cent. Still not enough. Mom, I need money. I sold my car, but I'm still short. Can you lend me some?
Leah, you're crazy. You don't owe him that ring. If he wants it back, he can redeem it himself.
Mom, it's not about what he owes me. It's about his grandmother. She did nothing wrong. My mother didn't reply. By dawn, I'd withdrawn all my savings and called a used car dealer, selling my car below market price. I still felt a little short, so I took an advance on 3 months' salary.
You sure? This ring isn't worth that much. I bought him when he pawned it.
The pawn shop owner looked at me. I shook my head. Its worth isn't about money. It was a heirloom of 4 Carter generations. It didn't have to be on my finger, but it couldn't rot in a pawn shop safe. I pushed the money across the counter. The owner counted it for a long time, then turned and brought out a velvet box. He opened it. The diamonds sparkled in the sunlight. Genuine. It was engraved his grandmother's name, her birth and death years, and a small line, "Our love beyond time." I held it, my fingers cold. In that moment, I knew for sure. He hadn't pawned the ring. He'd pawned me. I stepped out of the pawn shop into blinding sunlight. I stood at the door and took a deep breath. Footsteps, car wheels, distant struction, all flooded my ears. I checked my phone. 17 missed calls, all from Dylan. I called him back. He picked up instantly.
Lisa, where are you? I was so
I redeemed the ring. The real one.
Lisa, I'm sorry.
When I got home, the apartment was quiet. Dalen's suitcase was still by the door. He'd come to pack but hadn't left yet. I set the velvet box on the table and opened it. The ring lay still, its light rippling in circles across the ceiling. Dalen walked out of the bedroom and halted when he saw the box.
You actually redeemed it? Leah, I know I don't deserve your forgiveness, but I was really desperate. I didn't think Vivian's project would fail. I didn't think she'd disappear.
Dylan, you didn't pawn the ring. You pawned me. She raised her hand again. He blocked it, but her strength numbed his arm. He opened his mouth, but nothing came out. I stepped back. You can lie to me, but you shouldn't have made the whole world see how stupid I was. The ring still lay on the table, shining bright. It didn't know its owner no longer deserved it. He didn't leave that night. He slept on the couch. I locked my bedroom door. When I woke up the next morning, he was gone. His suitcase was still there, but his toiletries were gone. A note lay on the table. Leah, I'm staying at my mom's for a few days. I'll find a way to pay you for the ring. The ring still sat on the table. It had no eyes, but it watched me. I went to work and appraised gems as usual. Everyone at Sotheby's knew what happened at the party. No one asked. They just shot silent glances my way now and then. I sat at the microscope, adjusting the focus, my hands steady as if nothing had happened. But the machine knew. Its readings told me this diamond was real. People weren't. That afternoon, Vivian came to Sotheby's to see me. She stood in the doorway, wearing a wrinkled shirt, hair messy in a tunny tail, holding an unlit cigarette. I walked out. She put the cigarette away.
Leah, can I talk to you? I didn't answer.
I'm sorry. I didn't know he pawned your ring. He told me he sold his own stocks.
How much did he invest?
She named a number, several times more than my redemption fee, all gone. Leah, I don't ask you to forgive me. I just want you to know he lied to me too. He said he didn't love you anymore, that you were just a business marriage, that—
Vivian.
He never loved you, and he never loved me. He only loves himself. You and I, we're just disposable pawns to him. That weekend, I visited Dylan's grandmother at the nursing home. She was 93, sitting in a wheelchair, hair completely white, fingers curled. The caregiver said she'd been lucid less and less lately, sometimes not recognizing people. Grandma, I redeemed the ring for you. She looked down at the box, but didn't open it. After a long while, she lifted her head. Her eyes were cloudy, but there was light in them.
Are you Dylan's girlfriend? He took that ring. I knew everything. You keep it. You deserve it more than he does.
I looked at her face, old but eyes bright. At 93, she'd seen everything. Scams, lies, betrayal. She'd probably lived through them all. She didn't call him out because she loved him, but love isn't indulgence. I put the ring in my bag.
Grandma, I'll keep it safe for you. When you miss it, I'll bring it back.
She closed her eyes, a small smile on her lips. The caregiver said she could barely see anymore, but she could feel the diamond's warmth. Some things you can't see with your eyes, only with your heart. Dylan's mother came to see me.
Leah, I made you soup.
I took it and set it on the table. She didn't sit. She stood in the doorway, clutching her purse strap.
Leah, I know Dylan hurt you. But no matter what, that ring belongs to the Carter family. Can you give it back to me?
I looked at her. Her eyes were just like Dylan's, brown, gentle, but now held something I couldn't read. Begging? Or testing? I opened my bag, took out the velvet box, and handed it to her. Auntie, here's the ring. Back where it belongs.
Leah, Dylan will pay you back for what you spent to redeem it.
Don't worry about it. Consider I kept it safe for Grandma for a while. Now it's yours again. She left. The paper bag still sat on the table, the soup inside cold. I didn't drink it. I poured it down the sink. The rushing water sounded a little like the applause at that engagement party. The atmosphere at Sotheby's changed. It wasn't that my colleagues were unkind. I just couldn't stay. Every time I walked past the appraisal room, I felt the ring's weight in my hand. Not the warmth of love, but the chill of lies.
Where are you going?
I handed in my resignation. My supervisor was shocked. I looked at the sky outside, no destination in mind. Maybe open my own appraisal studio. Small, but only for the truth. The paperwork went quickly. A week later, I cleared my desk, carried a box out of the building.
Leah, you coming back?
Probably not.
Do well out there.
I walked a while with the box, got tired, and sat on a sidewalk bench. The sun was warm, the wind soft, the box edges slightly worn. I opened my phone and started searching for storefronts. A small storefront was for rent downtown. It faced the street but had steps, small space, low rent. I rented it and renovated for a month. On opening day, only one person came. Not a client, Dylan. He stood at the door holding white roses, not entering. I walked out. What are you doing here?
Leah, I just wanted to see you. I won't bother you, won't cling, I'll leave right away.
I closed the door. He stood there a long time until sunset, until the streetlights turned on. The white roses lay on the steps, petals wilting. I didn't pick them up, I left them. The next morning, street sweepers took them away. My first client was an elderly woman.
This was my husband's. He said there's an engraving inside, but I can't open it.
I took it. No screws. Press fit. Needed a special tool to pry open. I carefully pried the inner lid open. A clear engraving, to my dearest, forever.
He never told me. He hid it here, waiting for me to find it.
You found it. It's not too late. She left. Thin silhouette, light steps. She waited a lifetime for one line. It was worth it. Jenny came for an interview. She was 22, fresh graduate, jewelry design major, temporarily employed. She sat across from me, fingers twisting the metal clasp on her bag.
Why do you want to work here?
Because I want to learn real skills. Then stay.
I'll teach you to judge gems.
That afternoon, I taught her to use the microscope to see diamond inclusions. She was excited. Miss Leah, this stone has inclusions.
You see them. Things most people can't see. Like lies, hidden under the surface, needing tools to uncover.
Near closing time, Dylan's mother came again. She stood at the door holding another paper bag.
Leah, I thought long about the ring. You keep it. We Carters don't deserve it.
She set the bag on the ground and turned away. Inside the bag was the velvet box. Inside the box, the ring lay quietly. It didn't understand people or their pain. I called the museum curator. Miss Mia, I have something I'd like to donate.
What it was.
A ring. The one with the story. The jewelry gallery at the City Museum was brightly lit. Curator Mia wore white gloves and took the ring gently. She studied it with a loops for a long time.
This diamond is beautiful. Leah, are you sure you want to donate it?
I looked at its future spot in the glass case. Positive. It belongs here, seen by many, not locked in someone's drawer. She nodded and signed the donation agreement. I walked out of the museum. The sky was blue. The ring no longer belonged to anyone, or any lie. It would shine in the case, not for one person, but for everyone who passed by. Vivian called, saying she was moving away.
Leah, I got a job in another city. My boyfriend's there too. We want to start over. I'll pay back that money. Slowly, but I won't skip it.
I said okay. The call ended. I could see the bus stop across the street. A woman waited with a crying baby, patting it gently. Everyone has debts to repay. Some were money, some aren't. A young girl came to the studio. She wore a pink coat, perfect makeup, but her fingers trembled slightly. She pulled out a diamond ring. Can you check if this is real? I examined it long with a loon. The diamond was real, but clarity was low, SI2, color not very white. Real, but not high value. She put on it's not fake. I don't care about price. I nodded. Stein sighed in relief. I care that he didn't to me. She put on the ring and left smiling. She didn't know. The fake wasn't the stone. A stone can't tell you if someone is lying to you. She still needs to learn to read people. She'll understand someday. That afternoon, Vivian's mother came to the studio. She was old, hair white, carrying a box of farm eggs.
Leah, these are from our chickens. For you to get stronger.
Auntie, you don't have to do this.
You paid Vivian's debt. We feel terrible.
I froze. I hadn't paid her debt. That was Dylan's investment, not my loan. Auntie, that money was Dylan's, not mine. Before Vivian left for her new city, she came to the studio to say goodbye. This is my boyfriend, Leo. He's a truck driver.
Hello.
Leah, thank you.
No need. Just live well. That's thanks enough.
Jenny learned fast. She could already do basic appraisals on her own. Miss Leah, when can I work with clients directly?
I said soon.
How soon is soon?
When your eyes learn to read people.
She didn't understand. I didn't explain. She'd understand one day. Stones lie. People lie more. But she doesn't need me to teach her. Time will. She's young. She still has the strength to be hurt. I don't. I can't take any more lies. Dylan's grandmother passed away. She died peacefully in her sleep. The caregiver called, saying a note was under her pillow. The note read, "Ring, for Leah." She'd given the ring back to me, again. I held the note by the window, eyes wet. This 93-year-old woman had lived through so much. She understood everything. She didn't need to explain to anyone. She just did what she thought was right. The ring was still with me. A small box, heavy with weight. It didn't belong to me, but I kept it safe for her, like an unfinished sentence she'd entrusted to me. I went to the museum on the opening day of the ring exhibit. The gallery wasn't crowded. Curator Mia placed a small plaque by the case, donor anonymous. I stood before the ring and watched it a long time. Do you know this ring? I shook my head. She watched a while longer and left. Her footsteps faded. My reflection was blurry in the glass, but it was me. I was finally no longer a fiancé, no one's fiancé. Just Leah. The one who put the ring in the museum. I replied one word, good, sent to set a smiley. I smiled too. She didn't know I was more nervous than she was.
Please check this for me.
I analyzed it carefully with tools, fluorescence, inclusions, cut proportions, natural, fancy vivid yellow VS2 clarity, collector's grade.
I know, but I need your appraisal report for insurance.
I wrote the report. He paid but didn't leave.
Young lady, you run this shop alone? Are you married?
No.
My daughter also called off a wedding. That man lied to her. She's still in therapy. You're stronger than her.
I looked down. I'm not strong. I just don't have time to be weak. He left, back slightly hunched, step steady. His daughter would be okay if she chose to stand up, like me. Vivian sent photos. She worked at a flower shop in her new city. Her caption, Leah, I'm doing well. I replied one word, good. Jenny got her first paycheck and treated me to dinner. We went to a small diner. She ordered a lot.
Miss Leah, thank you for teaching me.
You learned on your own.
I looked at her. She drank a little wine, face flushed.
Miss Leah, have you thought about dating again?
No, because no one can see a heart through a stone. Dylan's mother came again. This time she carried an insulated bag.
Leah, I made dumplings. You're alone. Don't always eat takeout.
I took the heavy come in. She stood in the doorway, eyes red.
Leah, Dylan has changed a lot. He quit drinking, works hard. Can you forgive him?
I looked at her face. She'd aged, hair much whiter. She was just a mother, not a judge. Auntie, I have forgiven him, but I can't be with him. Forgiveness and being together are two different things. She froze. She nodded and turned away. The dumplings were still hot. I ate a few. Chives and egg. She remembered I liked them. A ruby, great color, high clarity. Is this real? Natural, unheated. You're alone? Not going home for the holidays? This studio is my home. Vivian got married. She and Liko registered at City Hall and sent a photo. No wedding, no wedding dress. She wore a white shirt. He wore work clothes. They stood at City Hall doors, smiling wide. When?
Next month. Get the gift ready.
I'm looking out the window. Christmas is almost here, and the streets are starting to put up Christmas trees. The studio was still open. I waited for the last costumate. She came to pick up her report, glanced at it, and left satisfied. I turned off the lights, locked the door, and stood on the street. The wind blew, a little cold. On Christmas Day, I went to the nursing home. The caregiver said Dylan's grandmother was gone, but her bed was still empty. On the nightstand was a replica of the ring, a museum souvenir. I picked it up. Light plastic. But it also had the engraving, Our Love Beyond Time. I stared at the line, eyes stinging. Not for love, for the 93-year-old woman who'd waited her whole life. She waited a lifetime for a replica. I left the real one in the museum for her. She'd know. Maybe in heaven, she'd see crowds standing before the ring, watching it shine. She'd smile. Dylan's new wife was pregnant. Vivian told me she'd run into them at a prenatal checkup. His wife's belly was big. Dylan held her gently. Vivian said, he looks really changed. I didn't reply. Changed or not, it didn't matter to me anymore. Vivian had a baby girl named Angela. She sent a photo. The baby was wrinkled, eyes closed. I asked, who does she look like? She said, like her dad. I laughed softly. She asked me to be godmother. I said when spring comes. Her place was small but clean. Angela woke up, eyes bright like black grapes. She looked at me and didn't cry. She's shy, but she seems to know you. I didn't speak. Maybe she just knows people who are kind.
Back at the studio.
Miss Leah, I want to get married too. My boyfriend proposed. I don't know if I should say yes.
I looked at her. I pulled the fake ring from my drawer and set it before her. This is the fake ring Dylan gave me. She froze.
I teach you to appraise gems, not people. You have to judge people on your own. She held the fake ring and stared a long time.
Miss Leah, I'm scared.
If you're scared, don't say yes. Wait until you're not.
She nodded. A special client came to the studio. A middle-aged woman, Sally complexion, fingers bandaged. She pulled out a necklace with a tiny diamond pendant.
Can you check if this is real? My husband said he borrowed money to buy it.
I took it and looked with a lupin. Real diamond, but low clarity, not worth much. It's real. but not valuable. Tears fell.
As long as it's real, I don't care if it's cheap. I just don't want him to lie to me.
She put the necklace back on and left. I sat at my desk, watching her silhouette fade. Most people come here not for gems, but to check hearts. Stones can be appraised, hearts can't, but they need someone to tell them, you're not alone.
Leah, Dylan got into a car accident. His leg is broken. He's in the hospital. Can you come see him? I know I don't have the right to ask, but he called your name while he was unconscious.
I didn't answer. I waited a long time. Auntie, I'm not a doctor. My being there would only hurt him more. Take good care of him. I hung up and sat, hands shaking. Sunlight still shone on the old appraisal desk, into the microscope eye peel. I didn't cry. I just sat a long time. Vivian called.
Leah, do you know about Dylan? Aren't you going to see him?
No.
Why?
I looked at the photo of the ring on the wall. Because he wasn't calling for me. He was calling for his guilt.
Leah, have you really let go?
I closed my eyes. Letting go isn't about words. It's about no more pain in your heart. Listen to my voice. Does it hurt? She didn't reply. I went to the hospital for a checkup. In the waiting room, a pregnant woman sat with her husband. He handed her water, flipped magazines for her. Her belly was big, movement slow. Her husband was patient, holding her as she walked slowly. I suddenly realized Dylan had never taken me to the hospital. Every time I said I was unwell, he'd say, drink more hot water. I thought it was just guy behavior. It was really that he didn't care. After the checkup, I walked out. The sun was bright. A roadside flower shop was opened. I bought sunflowers and brought them back to his vase, being bright yellow. Vivian was right. Sunflowers are easy to grow. Wilted? Water them. They stand back up. People too. Jenny's boyfriend proposed again. This time Jenny said yes. She asked for leave to take wedding photos.
Mrs. Leah, wish me happiness.
I wish you happiness.
Miss Leah, you be happy too.
I will. Just a little slower.
She left. I was alone in the studio. The sunflowers on the sill were dropping. I watered them. By afternoon, they stood a little taller. Flowers don't rush, neither do I. She sent a voice clip, voice shaking.
Leah, she called me Mama, first time.
I listened. Birds chirped outside, soft but present. I received a letter from a stranger. Thin paper, neat handwriting. Dear Ms. Leah, lawyer, no, appraiser. I am Dylan's current wife. He asked me to tell you he's sorry. He was too afraid to write it himself. I say it for him. She was about Angela's age. Maybe she hadn't seen lies yet, didn't know how much of a man's words were true. But she was willing to write for him. Maybe she trusted him. That was her choice, not mine. I folded it and put it in my drawer, with old business cards, old photos, not to keep, but not to throw away. Throwing it away would mean forgetting. I don't want to forget. Forgetting is giving up. After remembering, I can still let myself go. The studio moved to a bigger place. Jenny came back. She was married, but didn't quit.
Mrs. Leah, I can't leave you.
Then stay.
She smiled and set up a new desk beside mine. Several potted plants appeared on the windowsill, all hers.
Plants make you feel better.
They make the air better. Mood? That depends on the person. Vivian sent a box of lemons, the first harvest from her tree. She attached a note, Leah, sour but full of flavor. I cut one, made water, sour enough to make me frown. But after 2 sips, I got used to it. That's life. Eat enough sour, and it doesn't taste sour anymore. Dylan was released from the hospital. His wife pushed his wheelchair. I saw them from far away in the hospital plaza. His wife bent to tie his shoe. His hair was much grainer. She froze. I didn't know if she recognized me. I turned and walked away. The sun was bright. My shadow was long. I walked that road before. I won't look back. I received an invitation. The museum was holding a special exhibit for the ring, themed The Ring, a Warning. The invite read, Miss Leah, your presence is requested. I set it on the table and stared a long time. Go? Why not? I was the one who put the ring there. The gallery was beautifully curated. First section, various rings. Second section, warnings. My ring sat alone in a glass case, light shining bright on the diamond. I stood before it.
Do you know this ring?
I shook my head. She left. I didn't turn around. After the special exhibit, I walked out of the museum. The sun was setting, painting the sky orange-red. Couples held hands, elders walked. Everyone's moving forward. I am too, just on my own. But that's okay. You can go a long way alone. My phone rang. It was a video from Vivian. Angela, with 2 little pigtails, looked at the camera and said,
Godma, I miss
Lucy
you.
wasn't perfect, but I understood every word. I stood on the street, the wind blew wind too. Vivian was laughing and then Leo was too. The setting sun stretched her shadows long, overlapping, like a single tree rooted together. My name is Leah. I once appraised a ring. It wasn't fake. It was real. It just ended up with the wrong person. Now it's in the museum, shining bright. People pass by and stop to glance at it. No one knows its story, but they know it's real. and that's enough. Walking out of the museum, the evening breeze was cool, and dusk gently wrapped the whole city. I raised my hand to tidy my hair, fingertips brushing a faint glow, the last warmth of the sunset. My phone vibrated. It was Jenny's message. Everything's fine at the studio. 3 clients came today. I sent a smile emoji back and walked lightly toward the subway station. I no longer rushed to prove anything, nor fear being alone. True or false, the heart knows. Love or deceit, Tem tells the truth. In the morning, sunlight filtered through the blinds, casting neat spots on the studio floor.
Mrs. Leah, an old collector friend is coming today.
I nodded, put on white gloves, and sat at the appraisal desk. Natural, unheated, late Qing period, collector's grade.
Indeed. Only you see the essence at a glance.
Stones don't lie. People do.
Miss Leah, my boyfriend and I are engaged.
Real diamond, good quality. He didn't lie to you.
I'm so nervous, scared I misjudged him.
Don't be afraid. Learn to love yourself first, then others. She nodded hard, her smile bright as the morning sun.
These were my wedding dowry. I want to know if they're real silver.
Pure silver, full of sentimental value. She smiled, the wrinkles at her eyes gentle.
As long as they're real, they're my lifelong memory.
Quenching under smile, a sudden under jubal. Judge and I have not in price, or in the heart.
Godma, flower for you.
My heart softened instantly, and I smiled back. Thank you, my sweet baby.
She talks about you every day, says Godma is the best.
I gazed at the little girl on the screen, her eyes clear and innocent. May she meet sincere people and never be betrayed in life. On the weekend, I visited Dylan's grandmother's former room at the nursing home. It was empty, sunlight flowing quietly. The caregiver handed me a small box, saying it was found sorting belongings, addressed to me. Opening it revealed a small, smooth, sincere finds truth. My fingertips brushed the engraving, eyes warm. Until the end, the old lady taught me to judge people. On Monday, a young man came to the studio, calm and clean-eyed. He took out an emerald pendant, wanted appraisal and valuation. I tested carefully. Natural emerald, minor oil, excellent quality.
A birthday gift for my mom, saved for a long time.
I was touched. True preciousness lies not in the jewel itself, but in the love behind it.
Thank you. My mom will love it.
Late night Shulkring Jokemans I draw from Dehun Hut the Vakjit. Ida cheap and lung, yet shir was suprodokos. I didn't throw away, more treasure it. Jafunid in portnary box. The gochu need be forgotten, but never mira me selfint. Rin busu fomward. Sheens must look ahead. The morning sun was perfect. I alone to the flower merchant. Picked above sunsequers, bright and warm, like unfufing courage. You always my sunquers. Sunsequers face the light, so do I. Walk with the flowers in morning they light, my shadow straight, steps calm. Zethihar Dylan Senachis find this rent. He's well, thank you. Viv lives are none of whatten, with a life needs no prupen. Let bitters go, and not myself. In late autumn, light rain fell over the city, cool and clean. I sat by the studio window, brewed tea, and flipped through years of notes. From Sotheby's to my own shop, from betrayal to independence, storms and growth. I'm no longer someone's dependent, Leah. I'm independent, clear-minded, free. Time sharpens edges, yet builds strength. At year-end, the jewelry winum invited by me to speak. I stood on stage, soft light, soupy mares. I didn't talk about skills, only rich one. Jewels have prices, hearts are priceless. A pay gems, but more importantly, a Vicky hearts. I sat at the appraisal desk, fingertips brushing an ordinary white diamond. It's not expensive, yet clean and true. My name is Leah, a jewelry appraiser. I've seen the most magnificent jewels and the ugliest hearts. I've been betrayed, hit rock bottom, yet never gave up sincerity and courage. Life is like jewelry. The true always shines, the fake fades. For the rest of my life, no clinging to the past, no fear of the future. Keep my heart, appraise true hearts. Winds stop, rains end, light remains. I'm Leah, forever a jewelry appraiser. Spring brought warm weather and blooming Yulan magnolias along the street. Many antique collectors flocked to Leah's appraisal studio, drawn by her outstanding reputation, with the shop doorbell ringing repeatedly early in the morning. Jenny polished appraisal equipment till the glass counter was spotless and stood up to greet the guests as they stepped inside.
Miss Leah, I bought a rough jadebane stone. Some insiders claim it's natural ice-type jade beach, while others say it's acid-treated fake. After endless disputes, I have no choice but to turn you.
Let me see. Its surface is acid pickled and glued with artificial stone gin. Its inner texture is ruined, so it has no collection value. The collector sighed thankful and promised never to follow collecting trends blindly again. Jenny teased and praised Leah's sharp eye against high-level counterfeits. In the afternoon, Vivian visited the studio with 3-year-old Angela. The little girl with a tiny floral canvas back skipped straight towards Leah the second she walked in. Angela wrapped her arms around Leah's waist and looked up innocently.
Godma, I saved candies to share with you and Aunt Jenny.
Leah bent down to stroke her soft hair and accepted the candy with a smile. Vivian sat on the lounge sofa, chatted about daily life, and took out a small Houtianier safety buck for assessment. It's authentic Xinjiang seed Houtian yarg, with smooth texture, fine vintage material, perfect for wearing as an amulet. Vivian was overjoyed and mentioned ordering a tiny jade pendant as Angela's 3rd birthday gift. Jenny pulled out a design album to pick styles together, filling the studio with cheerful laughter. On a rainy morning, an elderly overseas Chinese gentleman with a walking cane arrived at the shop carrying an aged leather handbag with a solemn expression. After sitting down, the old man unzipped his bag and laid out a full set of Republican-era Jade hair ferments, including hairpins, earrings, and bracelets on flannel cloth.
These are my late mother's dowry. I've lived abroad for decades and just returned to settle in China, hoping to confirm their authenticity and market price.
All pieces are natural vintage jade, without artificial treatment. Complete sets are extremely rare, with great collectible worth. A week later, the local cultural association sent an official invitation asking Leah to be the public frefru plushal identiationstruct. Miss Leah, the free appraisal will last 3 days at the City Cultural Center. Neutral citizens will bring ancestral erics for checking. The day after the public appraisal wrapped up, a young startup founder visited with a box of rough gemstones, looking anxious.
I plan to launch an original handmade jewelry studio and bought bulk rough stones recently. I fear most are synthetic fakes. Losing these goods would drain all my savings.
Leah sorted the stones and tested every piece with spectrum scopes and gravinometers, finishing all infestations in nearly 2 hours. 70% are natural gems, while the rest are glass and resin imitations. You can separate production, natural stones for high-end jewelry, and synthetics for affordable accessories. The young man sighed in relief and left with repeated gratitude. My side about tough entrepreneurship. And Leah reminded her never to chase cheap, untested materials in the jewelry trade. In the sweltering midsummer, Angela's 3rd birthday arrived. Vivian picked up the customized jade pendant and held a small birthday gathering at the studio as planned. Lanhuasing U paper glossy and fine.
It's gorgeous. This is my favorite gift from Godma.
Jenny by Lakanks scores and linkshes and tease it to decorate the table and mentioned preparing her own customized jewelry sideline during casual talk. With your years experience in Kahu base, boldly ohead. Oldie check shock sor yuandrel for you. Cheers filled the studio amid blazing summer sun outside. After the meal, Angela handed out her hand-drawn paintings as gifts for Leah and Jenny. As autumn came, an antique recycler brought a set of vintage European-colored gem jewelry, including brace rings styled after century-old royal craft. The merchant hesitated.
The supplier labels these as 19th century natural rubies and sapphires, yet different appraisers gave conflicting results, making pricing impossible.
Stones are unheated natural colored gems set in vintage 9K gold. Authentic with steady appreciation potential.
Thank you for avoiding unnecessary losses.
I never expected a gift after all these years. Should we send a thank you reply? I placed the agate on the display cabinet as a symbol of closed past pensions. They brewed hot tea and chatted about growth and transformation amid the rainy night. As early winter arrived, Jenny finalized her new customized jewelry store location, and all raw jawstones were delivered to my studio for bulk pre-opening diligent Keipel handle design and sales, and rely fully on you to touch all tariel. Need a check, makes me tutti scene. As the new year drew near with light snow falling, Jenny's custom jewelry store held its grand opening next door to my appraisal studio. I could never get here without your guidance and support. You're the most important person in my life. I smiled softly, glancing at the jewels and beloved friends around. Over a decade as an appraiser, I've distinguished fake from genuine gems and witnessed all kinds of humanity. I've learned wealth and vanity are trivial, and sincere companions are life's greatest treasure. After the celebration, as dusk and snow fell, the three stayed in the studio drinking tea and chatting. Leah watched the snow outside with unwavering originalation. From then on, day after day, she sticks to her initial goal, appraise gems' worldly warmth and live her whole life with an honest heart for judgment. I will stick to my original I genuine fakes jewels, showed with the win my Vian and spend my razor the earnest heart.